So this is this little rover that comes with this contract. This is a stock contract. I do like them. Let's see here. It's just... Let me find it. There, and this one. Finish construction of a rover on the surface of the moon. So this is said rover, and the only objective is simply move the rover. That's it. If you can move it, move the unfinished to zone. Oh dear. So I got to move it somewhere. Okay, that factors into things. I thought I just had to move it. How far are we from... I don't think I have any ability to control this thing right now. No, there's no reaction wheels, no nothing on this. No probe bodies, no Kerbals. You can see there's 2 command seats here and here. If I open up Waypoint Manager, I'm glad I checked this out, because I thought you could just move it. So I want to find out how far we are from this Zone NF34. Zone NF34. It is, oh lordy, it's 3 kilometers away. Mr. Poop Source. Okay. 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 Okay, well that factors into things. I didn't see this, so I have to move it 3 kilometers. Okay, and the reason why I'm a little bit concerned, we'll see how this works, is down at the bottom, you can see there's no batteries, no nothing on this thing. But there are, and no power generation other than a pair of fuel cells, which are down here at the bottom. But I'll show you when we get into the VAB. Kerbalism modifies the fuel cells so that they are configured differently to run on different things. You can make the fuel cells run on monopropellant, you can make them run on oxygen and hydrogen and other fuels as well. And there's nothing to indicate what these fuel cells are running on. So I don't know what to bring up. So, okay. So somehow, okay, we got to think about this. Because power generation is what this thing needs. And I was hoping just to put on some batteries, move it 5 feet and be done. But I don't think that's going to be the thing. Okay, what we're going to do then is we're going to go back to... We'll try and see if we can make this work. Let's go back to the Space Center. With my reusable vessels, I have limited capacity to bring up cargo. I could easily build a little thing to bring something up. But if I look at the Dart here, this is what I want to bring my Kerbals up in. It really doesn't have a huge amount of cargo space. Alright, let's see. If I put in... See, it is using... I know the wheels it's using. It's the wheels that are the problem. It's using these wheels, right? And each of these wheels is 2.5 units of electric charge per second while you're using them. So that's... If you got 4, so that's 10. So you'll use it up pretty quick using up batteries. What I think I might do then... I was just going to put on 6 of these and that will run it for a minute. But I think what might be better if I put on, say, 4 of these. 4 times that is 1600, so that'll run for, what did I say, 10 a second? So that will run for 160 seconds, so we're getting close to 3 minutes. Let's put on 3 of these. Let's stick them into the cargo. So 1, 2, oh, I'm already at my volume limit with those. Okay, forget it. See, this is what I mean. Okay, we'll use these. Limited cargo capacity. And what I'll do is put on... You know what? We're going to salvage this. There's already 2 Z400s. We're going to salvage those. We're going to do some salvaging. Let's put on 2 more of these. I noticed the texture changes from here to here. Isn't that funny? Okay. So we got some batteries. Now here, let's talk about fuel cells. Because the fuel cell business is a little bit confusing. So here's the fuel cell. So the fuel cell is a stock part, but if you see here, it says configure fuel cell. So right now, the default is that it's configured to burn hydrogen and oxygen and produce 2.4 units of electric charge per second. But I could also configure it to run monopropellant. It produces less electricity for that. I'm going to work under the assumption, because it doesn't tell me, that it's on the first thing with the default, which is hydrogen and oxygen. So I'm going to put on some hydrogen and oxygen. We're going to carry up some hydrogen and oxygen with us. So I'm going to go to the small pressurized tanks. You know, so one thing I noticed too, if I go to cargo, I'll just show you here just real quick. These small pressurized tanks don't appear. See that? They're not a cargo part. So I actually have to take these small pressurized tanks and attach them to the plane and do a little bit of salvaging. So right there is a tank of oxygen. Let's get another small pressurized tank. And, whoops, I grabbed the wrong thing. That one. And that is a tank of oxygen, but we'll switch it to hydrogen. Now, according to this, we use up hydrogen at about twice, pretty close to twice the rate of oxygen. So I have 5,000 units. Oh no, oxygen's about, yeah, so I need twice as much hydrogen as I need oxygen. I have 5,000 units of oxygen, or close actually to 6,000 units of oxygen. Hydrogen, oh my god, I can say this. So I need about 3,000 units of oxygen. So what I'll do is I'll put this down to 1,500, 1,530, that's good. Actually, let's go down one more, because I think I'm actually a little less. And then I'll just double this. And hopefully this won't affect the aerodynamics of this thing too much. We'll change the colors here. Make hydrogen an orange tank. There we go. Okay. So, we'll see how this works. We're going to try... Oh, take this off. That was there just for demonstration purposes. Alright, let's get this thing. So we need some crew. And... let's get Jeb and Bill out of there. One of our crew, our pilot's going to be Valentina, because if you actually am... I want to have at least one... well, actually, let's think about this. There are some people I need to have. I'll explain that. That's in the contracts. Because for engineering school, I need to have Michael O. Kerman. So Michael O. is somewhere on this list of Kerbals, right? There he is. He's an engineer. So Michael's going to be in here. Let's put him in the co-pilot seat. We'll pick a pilot soon. And for the Kerbal Academy Field Science, I need Bob. So Bob's going to go in here too. So now I need a pilot and... you know what? Let's just go... we'll just go with the 3. I'm not going to work the lab. I don't care. So who's a pilot that has not been on the moon? Is there a pilot that hasn't been... Valentina's only orbited the moon. Rob DV has orbited the moon. Alec has only flown by the moon. I'm going to pick the person who gets the most experience. Kim just came back. Pete has orbited the moon. And Javier has orbited the moon. So, Alec P. Kerman, looks like you are our Kerbal of choice. Alright, so there is our crew. Wrong Michael. Did I do the wrong Michael? Thank you! Michael O. I clicked above and hit Michael A. Michael O. Thank you! Alright, so I'm going to check on this. Michael, Bob, and a pilot. Okay, I should be good. And... I have pilot and engineers on. I think I'm good now. I think I'm good. Am I good? That was close. I was almost on my way out of here. Would have had to do a U-turn and come back. If I didn't notice it after launch. Okay, so let's... I think we're just going to launch. There's no reason. Yeah. We should be ready to go. Let's just launch. Yes! We have go for launch. Mark's pointing out, I think my fuel cell ratios are backwards, and I think he's right. I think I am right. Okay, let's revert back to the spaceplane hangar. Roll them back off the runway. Okay, I do think I have this backwards. I think that was right. So let's last look. I'm making my life way too complicated, but that's okay. So there's our fuel cell. And it uses the hydrogen. I need twice as much hydrogen as I have oxygen, and I think I did it the other way around. I agree. So let's take off one of the oxygens. Put that back to full. I need twice as much hydrogen. So if I have 1,700 units of oxygen, I want to have 3,400 units of hydrogen. Oh, this is fine just like this. Oh, that's cool. That saves me a thing. So 34. Here. Let's put this at... Right? 17. Put this at 3,400. Oh, this saves me a tank. I'm not upset about that at all. So, actually then, let's, if I put in... Actually, I think... Am I still doing it backwards? No, I need twice as much hydrogen. I think it was okay. Oh my god. I can see stuff happening in the chat, but I'm... Okay. I need half... No, I was right the first time. I think I was right the first time. I'm going to think this again. The hydrogen is used up at twice the rate. So I have... Oh my gosh. Yes. So I have almost 6,000 units of hydrogen. I was fine. I was fine. It was fine. Oh my god. You know what? Screw it. If it's wrong, it's wrong. I'm just going. I am so confusing myself. I'm just going. I'm just going. I'm just going. I think that's the thing, is I was looking at twice the tanks of oxygen. Brakes on. Okay. Let's just go. Lights on. Oh wait, not let's go. We're going to a station, for goodness sakes. Let's not just go. Okay, our station is here. Set that as a target. It takes us a little while to get up there, so... Oh, Why am I in physics warp? Because I'm rolling. Rolling. Okay. There we go. Let's time warp the station around. Where are we? There we are. Okay, that's the wrong station. The station's in a 120 kilometer orbit. We're going to let it go. And up there is a vessel to take us to the moon. So we're going to let it get a little... Well, actually, we can... It takes a little longer for the space plane to get up, then that should be good. Okay, so run space plane launch, I think is what I called it. 0 inclination, 80 kilometer orbit. And go. And this should do things well. We'll see. We're off. Oh shoot! I left the fuel cell on. Oh dear. Oh well, we're bringing up an extra fuel cell. Hopefully that won't slow us down too much. I left the fuel cell sticking on the plane. Bravos is saying that the fuel cell will use whatever resources are on board, but you do configure the fuel cell, so I do have to be a little careful. I hope this works out okay, because I know this launch script needs some work too. And this flight script, and I hope I'm not, I'm worried about drags and things. I got drag coming off of this. I don't know. This thing doesn't exactly make it up by a heck of a lot as it is, and then the script is still kind of inefficient. Look at the freaking haze off of these lights now. There's probably some scatterer thing I can do. Make sure the fuel cell is not running, thank you. It is stopped. That's a good thing. It's sucking up resources. That would be really bad if I got up and these stupid oxygen tanks were empty. Fine, they're not being used. Okay. So I'll have to get an engineer to rip off that fuel cell. No, you know what? If we make it up, I might as well just leave it on and we'll just take it right back again. Why not? I don't have a use for it. Just leave it on there. It's not in the way, I don't think. Do I have a waste tank for the H2O byproduct? No. Well, on this, there's water tanks, yes, for the Kerbals. You can just dump the water, so it doesn't need to be there. You can set it to dump the water. So, yeah, the burning, obviously, hydrogen and oxygen makes water. Which, of course, on a, you know, if you got uses for that water, you can make use of it. But you can also set it to dump the water. Alright, how are we doing here? I don't know. It's doing what it's doing. Where this thing is inefficient is when it makes the transition from air breathing mode that it's in right now to rocket mode. It's rather abrupt because it also changes the formula it uses to calculate what its pitch should be, and it pitches up very abruptly. So there is some inefficiency there, but I'm gonna live with it for the price of automation. Which I can fly it up more efficiently by hand than I can by my janky script. Hello there. I'm just gonna call you YGT, if that's okay. Alright. And yeah, this thing, oh, I can't remember, it gets up maybe around, still got a lot of speed to pick up. It's going to be, you know, well over 1,000 meters per second before it switches over. What about putting on a PID controller? Yeah, I've looked up PID controllers. It's so much work. Yeah, it would most certainly be, and there are built-in PID controllers built right into KOS. I don't understand 100% about exactly everything they do, which makes it reluctant for me to put it in, which is, I know, probably a bad thing, but like a bad reason, but that's why I do. Also, like, honestly, this series, as I mentioned, we're going to go to, you know, this might be the last flight of this plane. It's very, very possible. This might be its last mission, because once these folks come back from the moon, my next mission is going to Ike and Duna. So I don't know how much I want to play. I don't know. I get lazy. I'm definitely, when it comes to coding, I'm a good enough type of guy. Like, I get to the point where, yeah, that works, and just go. And everybody that's out there that's really into coding or does it as a profession is probably cringing right now, but yeah. Alright, we're getting close. What do we got here? We're over 900 meters per second. This thing is really picking up speed. Again, the script is in control, not me. And I'm not 100% sure when it's going to make that transition into rocket mode. Yeah, there's lots of control. It's over. Look at these guys going here. We can do that, and then we don't have to look at it. But yeah, there's lots of. Yeah, this is what a PID controller is really meant to avoid. Are these crazy overcorrections all the time? All right, where are we at here? Well, the speed is starting to level off. There it goes. I know I can do this better by hand, but oh well. See, and that's it. It pitches up so abruptly, it loses a lot of speed in that maneuver. It shouldn't be that abrupt a transition. I don't have the wrong Michael. I got the right Michael now. I switched Michaels. People pointed that out. Please don't tell me I have the wrong Michael. Maybe someone's just behind in the chat, or behind on the video. I do have the right Michael. Or we're doing a U-turn. Don't tell me I have the wrong Michael. OHC station. I need Michael O. It is Michael O. Why is it not green? Oh, I gotta bring... Yeah, he's not there yet. But I do have the right Michael. It's fine. Thankfully, there's only one Bob. Alright, how are we doing here? This part's okay. See, basically what I did is I just... When it goes into rocket mode, I just simply hijacked the formula that's calculating the pitch from my rocket ascent program. And just kind of mushed the two. So when it passes... I can't even remember what the trigger was. Maybe it's an altitude, a certain altitude. But whenever it makes the transition, it just abruptly changes from one formula to a different formula. So that's why it's like that. Hello, Eric. Glad you can make it. Alright. And... we're doing okay. What's our Delta V situation? This will give it to me a little better. Still got 1,000. I think we're fine. I'm a little worried because the last time I brought this thing down, I had very little fuel in it. So I think it barely made it to the station last time. But there could be a story behind that too. Who knows? I so forget what I do from stream to stream sometimes. I'm glad you can make it, Mark and Eric. Catching a stream. It can be difficult to catch. Okay, so Apoapsis is 60 kilometers. Doing a good job. Nobody here is flying, so I can't congratulate you guys. Are just here for the ride. I like these contracts, though. These come from Kerbal Academy. They give you experience for just doing things. I like that it gives you other ways of earning experience rather than just simply, well, orbit this body or whatever. So both Michael and Bob are going to get quite a lot of experience out of this, even though they both... Oh, Michael's never landed on the moon. Bob has. All right. Let's time warp out of the atmosphere. Whoop. Okay, so it's set up the burn to complete our orbital insertions. 86 meters per second, so we'll still have 200 meters per... We're fine. We're fine. I was all worried about stuff. I'm not... There's nothing to worry about. There we go. Actually started that a smidge early, I think. Oh, maybe not. Alright, that's an orbit. Good. Okay. So, is this solar panel getting some decent exposure? Yeah, it's okay. Okay, so let's get ourselves to the station. Now let's turn off the other station so we don't have to see it. Okay, so there's our target there. Oh, I just passed my spot here. So I have to pop ahead to the next orbit. There we are. Try and set this up quickly. Do I need to come forward? No, backwards in time. Oh, that's the wrong way. I think I'm pretty close. I saw 0.5. That might be as good as it's going to get. Yeah, I think so. Half a kilometer separation, that's fine. Okay. So that's coming up. I'm going to do this one manually. That's coming up in just a little bit. Just put this way. I think that'll help with the solar panels. Yep. Okay. Yeah. 38 minutes to the burn. It's only a 1 second burn, so I'm going to take these engines. I'm going to put them, I don't know, 20. To cut down the length of the burn. Now it's a 6 second burn. That's better. Okay, let's get to it. I don't think I need this no more. Put this on Rendezvous once we're there. So, yeah, we're a little bit too far behind the station, so we got to do an orbit first before we get ready for our rendezvous. This thing takes longer to get up than a rocket does. Okay, and put that on here. We'll just go to half throttle and just start early. I do like the look on those toroidals that's coming from the waterfall mod. That looks great. Okay, slowing down. Okay, stopped a little early, and then what we'll do is use a few puffs of RCS to kind of finish this off. I remember it was oh, can't get the 500 meters now. Okay, fine. 684 meters in 16 minutes. What engines are those on the SSTO? They are the stock toroidal engines. There they are right there. Oops, I'm spinning around here. Target, retrograde. They are the stock toroidal engines, but they are got the waterfall mod modifying the plumes. Okay, there's our station coming up there. Let's try and close this distance a little bit. Yeah, the plume looks just great. That is one of the things I'm really looking for. There we go, 77 meter separation now. With KSP2 is just things looking better. You know, obviously I have some beautification mods going on. I got Restock changing almost all the textures on these parts. Waterfall changing the engine plumes. And I'm really looking forward to not having to do that. How long have I been playing for KSP? I have been playing for over a decade now. Since the alpha days. I can't remember what version I actually jumped on board. I think it was when it first went on Steam. Because when it first came out, it wasn't available. You had to download it from their site, from Squad. But I think it's when it first came out on Steam that I became aware of it. And I went, where has this game been all my life? Okay. You have to start slowing down. We're less than 50 seconds away now. Close the distance a little more. And I'll get this down about 10 meters per second and then cut it. Yeah, oh yeah, a Newtonian-based physics game. Honestly, I mean, you know, I could not pass that up. I also just like the whole interface. Like, I like the Kerbals. I like the 1 to 10 scale solar system. Like I played Realism overhaul on my own, and it's fun and all, but this, I like that this is almost a sim, not quite a sim. And that's what, at least I wouldn't call it a sim, because it isn't trying to be, oh, let's redo the Apollo missions, let's do this. It is completely just do what you want, have fun. And I think, the fact that there are these little green people screaming at you, I think really, really adds to that. So it keeps it from being just a dry game. Okay, we are coming in nicely here, I think. I think I see a docking port staring straight at me, which is great. Let ourselves get a little closer, and then we'll cut this off. Probably should. I'm at 25 seconds. Let's start slowing down. Slow down, my friend. Yeah, there is definitely a docking port staring straight at me. Oh, can I dock? Okay, just a sec. Let's cut our speed here. Let me think. Let me think. Okay, we're under a meter per second now. I'm thinking, can I dock there? I'm not. I think I need to come here. Oh no, but that's got... No, I think I need to come here. That's where I need to go. That's okay. Open this up. Control from here. You can see I need to come up a little bit here. That would be this way. And then roll around. Yeah, I'm not convinced the plane will, because of all the wings and other doodads on this thing. I'm not convinced the plane will actually fit where I was thinking. So I'm going to come and go on this top one. I think it'll work better. I do need to slow down. Which way is going to slow me down? Can't see my RCS thrusters. That's right. That's slowing me down. Okay, and retract solar panels. I got some funny wobbling going. I can come back, come a little closer here this way. Starting to see again the target icon. That always helps. Can definitely start coming down. Time warp a little bit. And we'll get on to the next stage of this. How are we doing? I think we're good. Here, I'll pin this up here. Remind me to toggle those reaction wheels. Hashtag off. There we go. Okay. Where are we at? Where are we at? Jeepers! I'm not doing anything. I'm just sort of letting it glide in. It's all looking very, very lovely. I don't know. I might have fit on. Man, it would have been tight. I got these radiators. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know what would have happened. Better not to find out. Oh, I overcooked it. They're coming down now. And oh, come on. You're just sort of massaging it there. There it goes. You're in. Okay, toggle that torque. Turn off those reaction wheels. Now, something last stream that I completely forgot is I had a crew coming back from the moon, and they took this thing back, and what they left was their surface moon samples from the Midlands. They left them sitting in here and didn't take them down to the surface. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to transfer those. There should be a transfer data here thing there. So now the moon samples are sitting in the cockpit of this thing, so that they'll be for sure going down next time. Okay, let's transfer over our crew. So our crew is, where's the hatch? There we go. Lieutenant Alec. There it goes. And come on, where's the hatch? There we go. And Michael O, the right Michael O. And we have Bob. Why is it always Bob is just Bob? Okay, and oh, did Bob make it over? I think they're all in here. They're all there. Yep. Okay. And I've already transferred over all the fuel and stuff. In fact, I completely emptied this. So I have taken out all of the liquid fuel that is on this station. All the liquid fuel on this station is now in here. It didn't quite fill it. All of these side tanks are full, but this middle one is only just over 3/4 full. But it's okay because it still gives about 2 kilometers per second at delta V, which is more than enough. But that ain't bad because I don't recall ever even refueling this module. So I've gotten a lot of mileage out of this vehicle just by the little bit of fuel that's sitting in here and the fuel that's up at the moon. Okay, now, what else do I need? What else do I need? I got to transfer over some batteries and stuff. So inventory here and inventory this. Can I do this all internally? Yes. So 1, 2, 3 batteries there. This is all for that rover, and there's another cargo container on the other side. And a battery here. And I think I also stowed some batteries in here too, did I not? Inventory, yep. Another battery. And another battery. Okay, so those are the batteries all filled up there. And then I got to get our engineer here. I'm going to check the monopropellant situation. Good. I'm burned on that one. And this engineer is going to have to move over these tanks. Now we could just stick them on the outside again. They might fit in an inventory. Do I have... I don't know if... Oh. I think the easiest thing is just to go into construction mode. And just... Oh, I'm not close enough. I should be able to just take these off, right? Oh, don't tell me this is going to fail on me. Uh-oh. Why can't I remove these? Isn't that the way this... Am I missing something? That removes. Oh, don't tell me there's something with those stupid little parts. I might be burned. I might be burned with these oxygen tanks. No! Let's try one more time. I'm clicking on them, but they're not coming off. I can do other things, but it's maybe because they're not stock parts. Are they too heavy? I'm not getting a They can't be that heavy, can they? You can try getting out another Kerbal. There's always that option. Okay, let's grab this other battery. Oh my gosh. They might be too heavy. We can get out another Kerbal. The more Kerbals you got, but they don't feel like they should be that heavy. It might just be because they are not a stock part. They are a Kerbalism part. I'm just going to really be lazy. So I'm going to grab this and just... Okay, that seemed to work. Okay, we'll clean this up in a sec. Yeah, you laserify those. Okay. Let's see here. What are... I'm looking at what... Yeah, there's not a lot of storage in... Whoa, whoa, you got stuck on a... There's 2 slots in the pomegranates. Can these fit in there? Nope, they're too big. So you're going to have to remain stuck here on the outside. That's not pretty. Should I worry about it not being pretty? Now this is not... What are you doing to me? What are you doing to me? There. So they won't fit in the inventory that's left. Oh dear, oh dear. I'm going to move this other one to the other side. I'm worried that this is actually blocking the hatchway. So I'm just going to move this one just very temporarily. Just a little bit more to the side. Okay. Come out of construction mode. Grab there. All right, that'll do. Let's get out one more Kerbal. So Bob, you're going to get out there. Hatches are obstructed. Ah, I told ya. So this is too close. Oh no, that's because he's in the way. Sorry, Michael's in the way. Michael, what are you doing there? You're in Bob's way. That's the hatch that Bob wants to come out. Where am I going to get you to grab on? Just temporarily. There should be... Oh, down here. Here we go. All right, let's get back. EVA Bob. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I found that funny. Somebody's saying in the chat, why do the inventory batteries look like the stock batteries when they're in the stock inventory? Like, these are retextured by restock, but I notice when they're in the inventory that suddenly they take on the stock textures. I noticed that while I was in the VAB. It's interesting. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take bomb. This is just on the off chance that maybe 2 Kerbals can remove these tanks, but I might be screwed. So Bob should be able to grab there. There we go. He's there. He's there. Okay. Now we're going to get back to... Whoops. Missed him. There we go. Michael. Michael's going to take one more shot at removing those tanks, and if they don't remove, well, that's life. They just don't work. So live and learn. And we'll have to do our best with that rover anyway. I can swipe solar panels. That might not be a bad idea. Let's, one thing at a time. I'm getting ahead of myself. So if I grab this, no, see, nothing's happening. And I think if they're too heavy, you should get a message too. So I'm getting nothing. So I am working with the assumption that in the stock construction mode, I cannot take those Kerbalism parts.